Hi again, biz hackers. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a subscription form that you can embed on your website. So in the first video, what we did was create a contact list by importing a file, such as the spreadsheet that we all used. But the other way of creating a contact list on MailChimp is by creating a form which will be embedded on your website, or that you might want to use as a pop-up on your website. And then whatever contact information is collected through that form, it'll in the back end be building a list for you on MailChimp. So let's go through the demo. These first few steps are going to be super familiar to you since we just did them. So I'm not going to spend too much time. So I'm just going to kind of run through these pretty fast. All right, now the form settings. So you do have to pay attention to these two settings now since we're going to create a form. So if you enable double opt-in, what's going to happen is that's going to trigger an automatic confirmation email once that new subscriber has filled out your form and submitted their contact information to you. So if it's not a bad practice. So if you feel it's a good fit for your business and you want to give your new subscribers sort of that that a confirmation message that they've been enrolled, go ahead and check that off. And if you want to be GDPR compliant, then you're going to want to check this off as well. GDPR is a pretty complex topic, so I highly encourage you guys to research that and see if that applies to your business. And if so, you're going to want to check this box off as well. So again, yeah, do make it a point to become familiar with what GDPR is. It's a new set of regulations that was enacted fairly recently. Again, notifications, up to you if you want to check it off. I recommend you don't, so I'm just going to push ahead, click on save. So here is where the process differentiates from the first video. So whereas before we clicked on import contacts, this time we're going to click on create a sign-up form, because we're creating a sign-up form that we want to embed on our website to create this new contact list. All right, so as you can see, there are various forms here. I'm going to kind of run through them fairly quickly and at a high level, and instead encourage you to research them on your own time to see which one of which one of these are a good fit for your business. So the form builder, here is where you're going to build a form from scratch. So they have some fields that you can add to your form depending on what kind of information you want to collect from the subscriber. So if I want to capture somebody's phone number, I'm going to click on phone number, and you'll see that field's been added, although I already had it. So let me get rid of it by clicking on this minus sign. I'm glad that I did that, so you guys can see what the process of deleting fields looks like. So this is pretty straightforward. This is if you want to create the field the form from scratch. But there are much easier options to do that. Here's if you want to embed a form on your website. As you're building the form, what MailChimp is going to do is create some HTML code for you. So as you're building your form here, so this one's pretty easy. Here is the code, which you can then just copy and paste onto your website. So if you want to embed it directly on your website, this will be the route to take. The next one is subscriber pop-up. So if you want to create a pop-up window on your website, this will be where you create it. And then once you're sort of done configuring it with all the options that MailChimp is giving you here, at the end, you're going to generate code, which again, you can copy and paste onto your website. If you're using a platform like Shopify, or I think, lots of the major players in the on the website sort of template services, a lot of them already have plugins for MailChimp, which makes this process a lot simpler. From personal experience, I can tell you that Shopify really makes this process a breeze. So if you're using Shopify, just look into their MailChimp plugin, and they make this process really simple, where you can just kind of go through their plugin versus coming directly to MailChimp and building it here. And then here are some form integrations. Again, not too many options right here. They're kind of offering you this Wufoo option or the Squarespace option to create some forms for your website. But again, a lot of the major players do have plugins or built-in options for MailChimp form integration. So research that on your end to see if the platform that you're using has any kind of direct form integration with MailChimp already. Again, a lot of the major players already do, so you may not even have to go through MailChimp here. And again, this was very brief. Before I conclude, you have this Facebook form as well. So do make it a point to explore these options. So again, come in here, start exploring these options on your own. See if any one of these is a good fit for your business. Again, I didn't want to spend too much time on the how-to, or rather kind of leave that up to you guys. Because if not, this video would be very, very long. And I want to stay mindful of your time. So, quick rundown or summary. We went through the list menu. We went through all those previous screens that we went through when we were importing a contact list, like we did in the first video. You then sort of in the middle of the process, you had that option as to whether you wanted to import a list or you wanted to create a form. So what we did was select create a form this time, which is what brought us to this screen where we were presented with these 4 form building options. Well, really 3 of them. The form integrations option, you didn't really get to build a form there. But anyways, I hope that you guys learned something, got a little found value in learning how to build the forms in MailChimp. But again, do make it a point to just come in here and explore this when you guys can and figure out whether or not this is a good fit for your website. So stay tuned. I have a couple more videos headed your way. Thanks again, guys.